is the transition on Atlantic Television Network. Rivers State's House of Assembly has got the nod to perform its legislative functions without let or hindrance. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory, ordered the lawmakers to hold plenary pending the determination of the motion on notice. The court also restrained the Rivers State government from withholding funds meant for the National Assembly and barred the National Assembly from taking over its functions. Also, the court presided over by Justice J.K. Omotosor restrained the Rivers government from transferring the clerk, the deputy clerk, and any other employee appointed by the Assembly. The lawmakers, led by Speaker Martin Samehule, rejected moves by the police to stop them from gaining access to the Assembly complex, where they held a valedictory session for their deceased colleague, Denobari Lolo. Also yesterday, Governor Siminalayi Fubara vowed not to surrender his mandate to what he described as sabotage, intimidation, and blackmail. Rivers State Commissioner of Police CP Olatunji Wandisu has urged journalists to the state to bring complaints against any of his officers to his office, and it will be adequately addressed. Commissioner of Police CP Olatunji Disu made this known when he visited the Nigerian Union of Journalists Rivers State Council with a call for better and continuous synergy. CP Disu stated that he understands the job that journalists as watchdogs of the society and fourth estates of the realm for the society disclosed that he has a lot of respect for freedom of information. He said he will work with journalists, collaborate with them, and be very accessible to journalists.
I'm here this afternoon to felicitate with you my face and that of my officers to request or beg for better synergy between officers of this command and members of this wonderful organization, the NUJ. I have come to tell you that we understand the importance of the job you do. You hold the first esteem, that reign, very important one that cannot be left behind anytime. You are a government. Yes, you are a government. I have come to acknowledge that, the importance of what you do for the society. Without you, it's never you ask for it. The same kind of assistance will be preached to officers of this command.
On his part, the chairman of NUJ Rivers Council, Stanley Job Stanley, in his speech commended the police for fighting criminality in Rivers State. The NUJ chairman urged the Commissioner of Police to talk to his men to stop harassing journalists, but acknowledged the sacrifice the police make to ensure a safer society.
But we are lucky that we have a commissioner that has knowledge about Rivers State. I want to also commend the police for fighting criminality in Rivers State. There was a time that sleeping with your two eyes closed was a difficult thing in Rivers State. But of recent, the police have been able to take care of the situation that we found ourselves before now. People at least can, go, there is nightlife to an extent, but that does not mean that everything is uhuru. There is still a lot to do. There is no society that you can't find crime everywhere, including the developed country. But the ability for us to, tame the criminals is something that is very important to every citizen of Rivers State and those who reside here. So I want to thank police for what she has been doing, or for what the commander has been doing.
Secretary of the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights in Delta State, Vinalaris, won Lagos involved in crude oil theft. This is contained in a statement issued by the Director of Naval Information, Commodore Adedotun Ayovogan. Ayovogan said the vessel, which had 17 crew members on board at the time of arrest, was caught engaging in illegal siphoning of crude oil from one of the wellheads at Ebesan oil field at 7 nautical miles off the coast of Awoye Riverine community in Ilaje local government area of Ondo State. He said the arrest of the vessel followed credible intelligence received by the base on the illegal activities of crude oil thieves at the location, which informed the swift development of FOB Ibokoda personnel to nab the vessel and its crew. Ayovagan said the vessel had storage capacity of about 15,000 metric tons, adding that it loaded about 500 metric tons of crude oil as of the time of the arrest. According to him, the arrest of MT Vinilaris 1 Lagos attests to the Nigerian Navy's determination to curb crude oil theft and all manners of illegalities in Nigeria's maritime domain. He warned that the Nigerian Navy would use all legitimate means at its disposal to track and arrest perpetrators of illegalities in Nigeria's maritime environment. Ogun State government on Friday announced 50 million naira reward for anybody who could provide information leading to the arrest of the killers of Taiwo Oyekanmi, the former Director of Finance and Administration attached to Governor Dapo Abiodun's office, Okemusan Abiokuta. Oyekanmi, age 51, was last Wednesday, November 29, killed down by gunmen
of these victims. And arrangement is going to be made to make sure that these incidents will never occur again, inshallah. Thanks to our actions, because these criminals, we must defeat them by God's grace. So we are going to continue fighting the criminals till we succeeded on fighting against banditry and other criminals.
The people of Tudumbiri that suffered the unfortunate incident of the Nigerian Army drone strike, loss of lives. And secondly, having assessed the situation on the ground myself, to be able to determine the kind of inquiry that will be conducted by the Nigerian Army to forestall reoccurrence of this kind of unfortunate incident going forward. To look around this community and even extending beyond, to be able to determine the kind of operations we need to conduct going forward, and that is the sole purpose of
National Youth Service Corps said it has again secured the release of 2 females among the abducted prospective Corps members who were kidnapped in Zamfara on their way to the orientation camp in Sokoto. Nigerian Army recently secured the release of a male and female abductee, while efforts are seriously ongoing to ensure the safe release of the remaining 4 prospective Corps members. The scheme made the disclosure in a statement issued by its spokesperson, Mr. Eddie Megwa. The NYSC's Director General, Brigadier General Yeshua Ahmed, reassured members of the public, especially parents of the remaining 4 abductees, that the scheme, in conjunction with the security agencies, would explore every available strategy. Return after this break.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
It's Christmas season! Hooray! A time to make merry with loved ones, a time to give thanks, and a time to be a blessing. May your holiday season be filled with joy, laughter, and beautiful moments. From all of us in Morrison Communications Limited, Wish 99.5 FM and Atlantic Television Network, we wish you a Merry Christmas full of amazing experiences. Cheers to a beautiful year end. Welcome back. This is The Transition on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. Academic Staff Union of Universities has asked the federal government to separate the budget of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund from the education annual budget, saying such step would enable effective budget implementation. ASU President Professor Emmanuel Sodeke stated that the test against the backdrop of suspicion that the national education budget may not enjoy 100% implementation, observed that strangely, for the first time, government decided to add TED funds budget. It is finished. He also called on Nigerians to deal with inferiority complex, which allows them to depend on services abroad, stating that every country in the world that wants to develop must use its ideas and use its people, and those ideas are in the universities. Multilateral bilateral project tied loans, which was allocated the sum of 94.82 billion naira. The road projects to be executed under the Ministry of Works and Housing include the rehabilitation of Shegamu Road in Lagos State, will go up 1.3 billion naira, while the rehabilitation of access road to Apapa Tin Can Island Port / NNPC Depot got budgetary allocation of 143.5 billion naira. The Ministry and Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, are to spend a total of 617.853 billion naira on capital projects out of the ministry's 657.227 billion naira allocation for the 2024 fiscal year. The sum of 39.374 billion naira has been earmarked for recurrent expenses. According to the document, which is also displayed on the official website of the Budget Office, the ministry is proposing to
Today, you talk about rice. I bought rice last week, and I know the price.
Yes.
It's not only senator that I buy. Even you are buying.